I've got a simple question to start this video off. Why is winning for most people so very difficult? This is a video that was inspired by a situation that I found myself in just the other day. I was listening to somebody who was essentially struggling to find a job, and I was looking at the way this person had come to employers, and this is just the reality of it, right? The clothes that they were wearing, the attitude that they had brought, the lack of preparedness. This is someone who was looking for a job, right, at a jobs event. Not really something that I went for myself, but I just happened to be in the area. And it's one of those things, sometimes, guys, I do get thinking, and a lot of these videos are inspired by things that I hear from other people. Not because I'm trying to judge other people, because I'm absolutely not, but I'm trying to see how most people's mindset can limit them, and how I can iron those sort of same flaws out of my own thought process. So the guy was talking about how hard it is to get a job, at the same time whilst looking like he's essentially just come out of bed, right? Not really putting in the brightest face or the bravest face to go and meet employers. The reason why most people find doing whatever they wish to do difficult is because they don't try to do it well. And this is something that people aren't going to like to hear, because it's not a nice thing to say. It is a very abrupt thing to say. And it's one of those things that I've had to acknowledge even in my own life. Most people think that they're trying with something, they think that they're putting in all of their effort, but in reality they just aren't. They're not putting all the effort in at all. Like I say, if you're going to a jobs event and you're not putting on all of your best clothes or approaching it with the best attitude, are you really trying your best? People will say they're trying to build a business, but they're only working on it an hour or so a day. Are you really trying your best? You have to ask these questions. And I know it's something that not everybody is going to want to ask, but you have to ask them. Because this is a reality of the world, guys. This is a reality of the world. People like to comfort themselves by thinking that they're trying with things that they didn't really put much effort into. And this is really something that you do see all the time. And it's one of those things where I've had to, in a lot of instances, catch myself and even assess my own attitude towards things. Now, I do see myself as a relatively motivated person, a relatively driven person as well. I wouldn't call myself successful, right? Because that is a subjective term, and if I'm not where I want to be right now, then I don't see how I can be a success, right? Because wouldn't a success being someone who's completed your own goals? Anyway, so I'd see myself as motivated, but even I catch myself sometimes. Oh, it's hard to do this. Oh, it's hard to do that. But is it hard? It seems hard when you don't try. But here's the thing, when you try, it's actually easy. And once you actually try, once you see how easy it can be, it's incredibly easy to carry on being even more successful with it. Let me give you another example, right? I've got a second YouTube channel, not this one, not affiliated, not associated. I don't really like to tie it in with this channel because it is a very different subject, and I don't think it's relevant to cross the two. That's just my personal preference, right? But that channel is a channel in the past that has made me around £14,000. It's made me a lot of money. It's got like, what, 14,000 subscribers. So it's been a successful channel for a long time. I stopped uploading videos on it. I went back to uploading videos. I was thinking, well, videos aren't going to work. And for the first few months, videos weren't working. But then I said, wait a minute. Am I actually trying with this? And deep down, the answer is no. If you really wanted to give everything or anything, and this is a common saying that people use all the time, if you really wanted to give anything, because people say, I'd give anything to do this, I'd give anything to go on a holiday in the middle of winter, I'd give anything to have a nicer car, I'd give anything to... But that is an interesting saying, in my opinion. I'd give anything, in my head, means that, maybe this is just my understanding, but I'd give anything means that this is what I wish to do, this is my deepest and most driven commitment. So if you'd give anything, then why don't you give anything? And that sounds very, like, what? Right? But no, actually think about it. I'd give anything to have a nicer car. Well, would you? Would you do anything for it? Would you start a business and potentially risk losing all of your money? Would you work an extra job? Would you retrain and get some skills? Would you invest with the risk of... You've got all of these things. And the answer for most people in most circumstances does turn out to be no. And the reason why most people will not be successful is because they're not working on something that they would give anything to do. Because this is another story that I heard, and I think I may have already made a video on this, but it is true. Because, again, I'm not saying this to judge the mindset of the average person. But I found myself doing this before. An example of it was when I went on holiday to Spain, which was an experience that I really liked. It was super nice. And I thought on a like a grey, cloudy English day like it is now, I thought, oh, I'd give anything to go back to Spain. And I thought, would I? Would I really give anything? Because if I would, why am I not giving everything my all? Because with something like that, it's pretty arbitrary what you need to do. You need to make more money, you need to have location flexibility in how you make that money, so on and so forth. And I'm giving you this example so it hopefully makes sense. So I had to correct myself immediately. No, I wouldn't give anything. But when you start to understand it, if you'd give anything, or if you really want to be successful, and this is a bit of a long-winded video in a way, then you would give anything. You'd give away your time. You'd risk your money. You'd do this, you'd do that. So many different things that you would obviously try that most people don't try. So my message, guys, and this is something I catch myself doing, as I say, if it's something that you'd give anything to do, you need to give everything to try it.